Hello everyone, I am Apurva, faculty at Inspire Academy. In this session, we will cover the first topic of the sales module, that is Introduction to Sales. We will try to understand what is sales, and also we will look at how sales have evolved over time. Let's begin with understanding what is sales. In simple words, sales is the exchange of goods or commodities against money or services. Sales is a vital subsystem of marketing management. Both sales and marketing are used together as they need to work together. But in fact, they are two very different functions and require very different skills. In general terms, the sales is a transaction between two parties where the buyer receives goods that can be tangible or intangible goods, services or assets in exchange for money. It is an agreement between a buyer and seller on the price of security. So we can see that in a sales transaction, there are two parties, a seller and a buyer. A seller is an individual or entity who exchanges any goods or service in return for payment, and a buyer is someone who purchases the products or services. So to be formally considered a sale, a transaction must involve the exchanging of goods, services or payments between a buyer and a seller. Both the buyer and seller must be deemed competent, and they have to agree on the terms of the sale, that the goods or the services in question is available to buy, and that the seller has the authority to transfer the item to the buyer. The seller typically executes the sale, and it may be completed prior to the obligation of payment. In the case of indirect interaction, a person who sells goods or services on behalf of the owner is known as a salesman or saleswoman or salesperson. Well, every day millions of people take part in countless sales transactions across the globe. This could be the sales of goods or services within a retail store, a grocery store, or a clothing store, or even a shopping mall. Any industry, be it automobile or consumer electronics or e-commerce, would not exist without sales. Now, if we talk about a product, it is any goods, services or an idea that can be offered in a market to a customer to satisfy a want or need. It can be tangible or intangible. A tangible product is a physical object that can be perceived by touch, such as a building or vehicle or gadget. Most goods are tangible products, like for example, a football is a tangible product. An intangible product is a product that can only be perceived indirectly, such as an insurance policy. Now let's look at the evolution of sales, how the sales have evolved over time. More than 1,000 years ago, when coins and other forms of money were not yet popular, the typical and most common way that people procured their products or services was through the barter system. A barter system involves a direct exchange of goods and services without the use of money. Like for example, a farmer might have exchanged some of his harvest with a carpenter for some wooden furniture. The growing popularity of coins and other forms of money as a medium of exchange gave rise to a traditional marketplace, that is the simple trade era in the pre-industrial revolution. This was the time when everything was handcrafted and only available in a limited supply. It was also a time when the basic commodities ruled. Households would produce what they consumed. The next came the mass production era, which began during the Industrial Revolution. Products were produced in mass or large quantity, often using assembly lines or automation technology. During this era, businesses had the mindset of if procured, someone will buy, and thus increased profitability. Then came the sales era, which was there from 1920s to 1940s. As the market continued to become more saturated and intensified, competition increased among businesses. This created the need for marketing and sales techniques. The sales era began at the end of the production era due to the fact that people were more connected and would no longer buy products blindly. This era was a very unorganized one, where every company was competing with each other no matter what the product is. And it was only about price and not quality. They focused just on the supply of products which exceeded the demand. The marketing tactics during this era relied heavily on sales techniques and undercutting the price of competitors with little concern for quality and customer satisfaction. Together with the print media, radio became a popular advertising channel. Also during this era, firms started to appoint people as salesmen, and many were also recruited as the sales manager. During this era, marketing as a business function began to form. All things related to advertising were grouped together, and this led to the platform for what we know as the marketing department of the company today. TV advertisement also began in this era. Sales era lasted roughly for 20 years. After that came the marketing department era. Advertising, sales, promotions, and anything related to marketing all grouped into one department. Next came marketing company era. This is an era when the marketing department took control. All employees were also involved in marketing, making it important for the success of the company. In addition, there was a shift from mass production to the need to satisfy customers. Marketing became a core function for companies as they moved away from previous methods and started to focus on customers' need for the first time. The customer is the king saying came from this era as businesses survived by meeting customers' needs. Also, pricing strategies advanced and distribution channels were defined during this time. Telemarketing became a common tactic. For the first time, print media started to feel a hit from the television competition. Then came the relationship marketing era. During this era, the focus was not only on creating relationships with customers but also long term relationships. The ultimate goal for businesses was to create customer loyalty. Businesses went to create products that ensured their customer would come back every time. Then came digital, social, mobile marketing era. At present, we are in the digital era, where the sales is happening through social media, e-commerce and targeted advertisement as per our web browsing. By signing up to a newsletter or following a brand on social media, you invite the content you want into your life. In this era, time spent on internet surpasses the time spent on television for younger generation. Social media and blogs also gained momentum as a form of marketing. So we can see that from the marketing company era beginning in the 1960s, when marketing efforts began to take the customer's need into account, the importance of the customers have grown into the central focus of marketing strategies today. As big data becomes a fundamental marketing tool, businesses are now able to access and analyze large-scale social media and browsing behavior of the customers using artificial intelligence. With this information, complete customer profiles can be developed and streamed into narrow segments of preferences, likes and dislikes. So with this level of insight, businesses are able to make more targeted decisions aimed at those who are most likely to purchase their product. Well, today we are in the digital era, an era in which digital technologies are used in almost every aspect of life. The impact of social media, data and connectivity are bringing a step change in how the companies sell. In the digitally influenced era, how a salesperson engages and develops relationships with customers is also changing. This has led to a rise in challenges for salespeople. To meet these challenges, one must start acknowledging the change. For an effective sales, a salesperson needs to seek out new sales tactics to maximize the value buyers receive in the sales process. The salespeople will have to focus on really understanding the what, why, and when of the customer needs in this selling environment. He or she must learn how to implement sales tactics to simplify and enrich sales activity from social selling to prospecting and how to construct a winning approach. Well, to sum up in simple words, the job of sales is to sell what's in the stock. The company has their specific products or services and the job of the sales is to sell those things. Sales develops relationship with customers and channel partners. They also manage any objection raised by the customer on account of products or services, negotiates price and terms, and often work internally to be sure that their customers' needs are fulfilled. So with this we come to the end of our first topic, that is introduction to sales. I hope you found this session useful. Thank you very much.